Hi guys, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Sanya. I am your senior support specialist. I am here to take you through the software. So today we will be talking about how to set up your automation. So I hope you are excited about that, and I hope you have some questions for me because we're going to jump into today's training, okay? So of course, I want you guys to just post in the chat to let me know how your day has been so far. And we're going to jump right into training. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and we will get the ball rolling. Okay. All right. So tell me if you're seeing my screen and let me get my highlighter.
Yes.
Good, good. How is your day so far? It's midweek, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, perfect, perfect. Great. Hi, Linda. Awesome. All right. So of course, you know, when you come into the software, this is going to be the first thing that you see. This is our home/dashboard screen. Here we have our customers overview, our dispute process overview, our business growth. And you know, whenever you see a green pop-up box, that means there's something we're letting you know about. So of course, this Thursday at 6 Eastern time, make sure you have marked this in your calendar because we'll be continuing with part 2 of the dispute letter training, right? So this Thursday, tomorrow at 6 Eastern time, Central time, it's going to be 5, and Pacific, that's going to be at 3, all right? So you do not want to miss that. Make sure that you have registered for your seat so you do not miss it, okay? All right, perfect. So we're talking about automations by now. Hopefully most of you that's on the call, you understand the basics of the disputing process, but you are looking mostly towards scaling your business, automating your process. So of course, you have to look at different tools that's out there that can actually help you to do this, right? And of course, one of the biggest things that I like to talk about is Zapier. Zapier allows you to automate as much as possible, right? Yes, yes, Lawrence, that's our language, right? So it's important for us to figure out, okay, how can we make this process easy? There's no way you can be putting in a strategy that's going to be complicated and it's not working for you. We don't want that at all, right? What I do recommend that you do, especially if you're setting up for Zapier, if you're not sure of how to set it up, you have to get an expert to help you with that part, because chances are the initial setup tends to be a little challenging, right? So make sure that if you have, or if you're ready to decide, okay, this is what we're going to do, go into your company manage email section, and then you're going to look to see how you can integrate your Zapier connection with the other platforms or the other apps that you already have, right? So let's say, for example, you are thinking about a nurturing task that you want to do, or a billing task. This is where Zapier comes in. This is an integration. Basically, it's APIs talking together from different platforms to create a particular task. So of course, you want to make sure that you look into how I can automate my process. Now, you guys might be thinking, okay, in terms of the social media, I can do a task there in terms of setting up for nurturing. So it goes over or overlaps into other things that you would want to do or other processes that you'd want to do, but you just have to figure out, okay, what is it that I want to do, right? So try to get a Zapier account, sign up for the trial. Once you do, what I want you to do is to get all of the apps that you have, get the credentials, right? So you need the Zapier credentials for CDM. So once you go ahead and click this in here, so you want to go to company, and you want to click on notification/automation, and then you're to go to the Zapier integration and grab that secret code and client key, right? Once you go ahead and do that in your Zapier backend, this is what it's going to look like. You are basically looking at the different apps that you have, what kind of tasks you want to do. You're going to create a trigger to set up your task. Remember, automation is key. You want to take less time to do a particular task, or if you don't have to touch it at all, once you create it, this is where this is going to help you, right? So if it's your website that you're setting up, there's an automation for that. If it's billing, there's an automation for that. Lead generation, there is an automation for that. So we're looking towards making our job so much easier where this is concerned, right? So if you're starting off, what I want you to do is start off small and then go from there. So I would probably start off with probably a Google Sheets, gathering information and transferring that to probably a form or something like that. Let's say I have a scheduler. I'm gonna just do that just so I can see what the process looks like, all right? So go ahead, get your keys, put them in there, and then you're gonna create zaps. Zaps are basically the connectors with Zapier and the other platforms that you're using. So you have different applications that you can actually create to make your job so much easier, right? Now, you just have to type in, let's say you're about to create a Zap, you're not sure what, well, of course you have to think about what is the task that I want to do, but you're not sure what the app, well, you should know what the app looks like. Let's say we wanted to do with our scheduler, right? So we have Acuity, we have so many different schedulers that we can do. Now I have a website, and what I wanted to do is anybody that comes onto my website that signs up, I want for them to be added into my scheduler, and from my scheduler, I want them to be added to something else, right? So you just have to know the apps that you have, or whatever apps you have, you're putting that to see if it can work with anything else, right? So put these apps together. You're gonna, once you do that, create triggers that will help you to set that up. So if it's Acuity, well, not Acuity, because this is two schedulers. So if it's client dispute manager, you're putting this to. All you have to do is to just search for the app. Once you search for the different apps that you're trying to create that trigger or that task with, you just have to go in there and do the triggers, right? So with the triggers, it could be that someone probably went to your website and they signed up as a lead. What you would do, let me just scroll down. Tell me if you can see it. So we scroll down here, and that new lead that signed up from our scheduler, they would be brought into our client dispute manager software and be added as a lead. All right, so that is a task that you just created. Now, let's say you wanted to take it a little bit further, right? From this, I would want for them to go into my nurturing system, right? I already have a platform that I can use to send out emails. Now, automatically, well, not automatically, manually, you would have to get those leads that's coming from the software over into your schedulers, not your schedulers, but your nurturing system. So let's say it is ActiveCampaign or it's MailChimp. From this, you're connecting another platform to go together so you don't have to touch the task at all, right? So it's the apps that will be working for you. Whenever that lead comes in, they'll be brought in from your scheduler to CDM, from CDM into your ActiveCampaign, right? So you just have to figure out what are the apps that I currently have, and then you go ahead and create a task. You just have to look at the different triggers that's there and the action that can be done. Once you do this, try to figure out other tasks that you would normally do yourself that would be done for you because you have Zapier, right? So automation is key. We want you to get out of that rut of you having to do things manually. We're moving away from that, but I want to make sure that you're cautious, because when you do create your apps, you need to make sure that you have checked to see if it actually works. So you're going to test it to make sure that it's working, right? Already in your ActiveCampaign, you should have some emails that would be going out to your leads, right? So please make sure that you look at the different apps that you have. Once you go ahead and create the trigger and the action, then you make sure that you test it and you should be good, right? So you have different platforms that you can connect together. Go ahead and look at what you have. might not necessarily mean that you're using CDM or you're using your Cataly. You just have to look at what you want to do in terms of a task, all right? So I want to ask just a quick question. If there is anybody thinking about automating, what have you done so far? Have you tried to use Zapier? What has that experience been like for you?
I guess I can go.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I've done. I love it. What I've got, I created on the site where you draw the traffic, drive traffic to the site. Once they get to my site, then I have a chat box that comes up on the right with an avatar that basically, tells a little bit about the site. And then on chat box, they can input their information because it'll say, well, what's your name? What's your email address? What day would you like to schedule? And then once they put that information in, that's completed. And that's the trigger, a completed chat box. So once that's done, then it zaps. Then Zapier takes that information and then it populates it into my autoresponder so that they get onto a mailing list. Yes. Then I'm also adding on to Client Dispute Manager to where it'll also populate them as a lead. So it'll put it in there. So basically in Zapier, it costs like $25 a month for the amount of Zap. So I can hire somebody to do this kind of thing or zap it like that. So basically the entire process is automated like that. And then also at the same time, then I'm getting an alert that, hey, somebody just signed up onto your autoresponder and you have a lead Client Dispute Manager.
All right, so the chat box, tell us exactly where the chat box is. It's on your website. I
placed it on I can place it in the middle, on the left or the right, but it's on the right side of the screen, the bottom right, and the lady pops up. And like I said, she starts talking, and then they can also type into the chat box as well.
Awesome.
Like I said, again, the trigger does that, but also on the same page when they come, I have another box that also allows them to sign up for a newsletter. And now the trigger for the chat box is to sign up, the schedule, but also to say, sign up for Mark for the e-course. That's the draw. Sign up for the e-course for the credit e-course.
So that's like your bait. That's your bait.
Right, exactly. That's the bait.
Okay, I love that.
And also too, one other thing too I want to add, because I created it as a membership site, so it also adds them as a member at whatever level I decide to add them at. So now I'm creating a membership site within there. So if I ever need to just send a message to something to people that are building that list in there, I can do it right within my own website. And I built that.
I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. So I want you guys not to limit yourself when it comes to the different applications and tasks that you can create, because at the end of the day, you still want to make sure that customer service is key, and that even though you've automated it, it's making persons feel as if, okay, someone is talking to me and I can connect to this person. All right. So I definitely want you guys to look out for the different options that you can integrate. Once you do that, then this means that you don't have to touch it. Just remember to, from time to time, just go in and look to see if there's any, well, either way, whether there's an error message, you will get a notification, right? So please set up the apps, go ahead and test it out to make sure that it works. Think, what else can I add to it? I don't want you to just limit it to just 2 apps you're putting in a Zap. You can do a full-on automation without you having to touch it. So anything that you would normally have to manually do, just get it out of the way, right?
Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I also wanted to add one more thing. Also, too, as an alternative draw in there for a source of income. Once they get into my site, then they're also they're going to be getting the emails, every email for the course every day. But once they get into the site, they get a prompt to say, hey, look, would you like to sign up for, would you like to sign up for the visual, for the video e-course? And they can go at their own pace with that. And that's just an additional revenue, charge them like, $49.99 or something like that. But, if they want to do that, so they have that choice, or they can just continue to get the emails every day.
All right. So Dwayne is asking what program is used for the chat box. All right, so you and Lawrence, you know, you guys have to talk, right? All right, all right. So he's gonna tell you, guys, I want you to listen. You guys are business owners, and at the end of the day, you have so many things doing. You want to focus on other things that's not going to take up too much of your time, right? So I want you to think about, how can I scale my business, right? This is automations that you can actually literally just set up and leave it alone, right? So if it's this business, whatever business you have, look at Zapier, and that can help you. Let's say you're trying to integrate your text messaging option, your Ring Central, whatever it is, you can do it. If it's for billing, I know most of you who are bigger, you tend to go for other platforms that's going to give you more features. So I want you to look into Zapier. If it's QuickBooks that you're using, there are tons of different applications. You just have to figure out what is in this particular Zapier backend that I can actually use, right? So you have so many different things that you can use to help you to take your payments, right? So you just have to look what is there, look at the triggers, create the action, you're good to go. All right, so look at what you have. I have so many different apps that you can look at and just help you to set that up. If it is that you haven't gotten paid platforms yet, I want you to think about the Google Sheets and the Google Forms for now until you decide to branch over for that. Look at this automation here. This is Chargify going to MailChimp or vice versa. You just have to figure out what it is that you want to do, right? So set up your automations. This is going to help you to take the time that you'd normally have to do. You can have someone else to do another task, and this is just covering that part of it, right? Especially if you're thinking about the expenses, you don't want to hire too many people. This is what's going to help you. All right. Another thing, remember, most of you have Twilio set up. This is an integration separate and apart from Zapier that you can go into your software to set up, right? But again, Zapier also has the option to integrate with Twilio. So you just have to decide if it's Ring Central that you're trying to set up with it. You just have to look at what is there. What I want you to think about is, how can I make my process easier, right? Too many times I see where we're doing the meetings and you're still doing the things manually. I want you to take that out of your vocabulary. I want you to automate your process as much as possible. All right. All right. So another thing is your website lead forms. On your websites, you need forms. You need some kind of capture system. You need some type of emailing list or magnets. I want you to put those on your website so that you can grab whomever it is that's coming to your websites. Remember, if you're directing traffic to it, you need to be able to figure out, okay, how many people are coming on? What are they clicking on? So please have some kind of analytics in the back end of it, and also to have your forms connected so that once you do, it's coming into the software and then you can follow up with them. I always recommend that if you're going to do whatever forms you have, preferably if you're going to do this form, this is the generic lead form. So underneath affiliate / website lead form, if this is the one that you're going to use, yet let's say, for example, we have a lead that comes on, they see the plans that you're offering, but they're not ready just yet, right? They don't want to commit. What I want you to do, instead of having them leave your website, like Lawrence says, create a bait, right? Other than that, I also want you to have a form that's there that would allow them to say, okay, let's do a consultation to see what you're all about, right? So you can offer a free consultation after they've signed up for your subscription. And from that, they would be added into your software. Now, right behind this form, once they put that information in, this is where I want you to put your scheduler. So let's say you didn't have Zapier just yet. You only have your scheduler, you only have the website and the software. For now, what you would be doing is to customize your form. So you're going to customize the form, make sure your colors and everything is cohesive with your website. then I want you to put your schedulers here. So once they go ahead and sign up, they would be brought into your system, and right then and there, they would be able to schedule an appointment with you. Most of the time, what I've realized is that we have the forms there, persons are signing up, we get the alert, we miss the alert, 24, 48, 72 hours have passed, and the window closes, right? Does that mean we won't be able to connect with those people? Yes, eventually, but you want to jump onto that client or that lead as soon as possible. So that's where I would use as a counter to have a scheduler there so they can say, okay, let's go ahead and schedule an appointment. This is the appointment that we have. Once we do that, then, okay, this means that we're going to go ahead to find out what can be done. All right. All right. So, okay. So when you click on the submit, yes, it would automatically direct them to the scheduler. Go ahead and unmute for me, Doc. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I am good. I'm good. All right. So you're thinking about doing the website and having the scheduler, right?
So currently I have the website dispute manager.
Right.
And of it because it's a very easy form. It's on, you know, the others with all the repair stuff on there. So I have noticed that I do have clients that will go, potential clients that will go there, but then they'll exit out because they think get confused.
Yes.
So, and they're filling the form out and I'm reaching back, but I would love to be able to offer a direct scheduler where they just schedule their free consult when it's good for them. And I do have calendar, and amazing. So I can just take my calendar link and pop it right there.
Right there. Right
that
there.
Is so wonderful.
Yes, please. I want you to put it there. Put your times at your convenient. That's convenient for you, even though the clients are going to choose, right? And then once they do that, you're going to get a notification. All right. And then eventually you can think about automating your process with the Zapier.
Absolutely. Right. I'm going to learn more about Zapier. I came in a little late. My apologies. This knowledge. This is amazing knowledge that you guys offer. Awesome. So I am going to go and play around and learn a little more and rewatch, retake on this, the replay, so I can learn about Zapier. Do that. But thank you so much. I so much.
You are most welcome. You're most welcome. Yes. So I want you guys to think outside of the box. I want you to think about how whatever client or lead that I'm missing, this is what I need to do. You need to be implementing. Once you implement something, you need to see how well it's working. And then if you need to tweak it or if you need to change it around, I want you to go ahead and do that. Make sure on your schedulers that you have your company's info going onto it. Remember, some schedulers allows you to put forms into it as well. So look into your schedulers as well to see what else you can add to it. And then go ahead and add the link here and then save the code, put it in the back end of your website, and you should be good. All right. Right. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Great. Lawrence. Okay. I got you. No, I just want you guys to get really good at it. Even if you're going to say you're geeky way. No. Listen, we need to automate our process. We need to be making money from these automations. We need to be able to cover all of these that we have, right? So this is what I want you to do. Go ahead and look at how you can automate your process. If, let's say, you want to cut down on the staff that you have and just use the automation. Of course, we don't want to take away too much of the human interaction, but whatever task you have that can be done or outsource, this is what I want you to do. All right. Perfect. Louise, I see you. Where can you get the sign up form? Which one of the forms do you want? Is it the generic one or you want the advanced one?
Well, I don't know. We are planning to get a lot of traffic, obviously. So which do you think is better for handling a lot of traffic?
I want you to add both of them. Right? But it's just a matter of the placement on your website that you have to think about, right? So if it's a case that you have the website, right, on your homepage, I would love it if you would have the form, the regular form added somewhere on your homepage so that if they go ahead, they browse around, they would be able to sign up, right? You can put a different tab for them to sign up for the more advanced form where they could choose the contract that they want and get it without you having to send them a contract. It's just a matter of the placement that you are doing, right? But if you can, add both of them. Add
Okay.
both.
Also,
Yeah.
I haven't done my website yet.
Okay.
Obviously we're new, and I want to use the websites that you guys are offering. Where do I go to start the website?
All right, so I need you to go to the startupcreditrepairbusiness.com website.
Okay.
You have your hosting and domain already, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we have 23 websites that you can choose from. Look at the one that you want. We normally do the installation for you. We give you 5 text changes. So you just go ahead and choose from the listing that's here, and you can integrate that. Once you integrate that, tell them that you want the forms to be added. I want you to be able to also go into the backend if you need to, or if you're just not that type of person to go in and do the changes. If you're not confident, get someone to help you with it. All right.
Okay. And
But
what do you say that I need to go again?
startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. Let me put it in the chat here. Oops, wait. And then I do know some of you are building out your websites. That's totally fine. If you already have a website, you can integrate. Once you have a website, you can integrate it with the software. That's totally fine. So add as well your forms, add your portal. So you have your clients portal, you have your affiliates portal. I also want you to make sure that you are adding your social media handles on your website, right? I don't want to see any bare websites without the social media. Remember, people, when they go there, they want to see you, they want to know who's behind it, right? So add your social media handles on your website. So if they want to, they would be able to check. Let's say you're on Facebook, on Instagram, please put them up on your websites, all right? And I know some of you don't want to be the face of your business. You don't want anybody to know. That's totally fine. I just want you to make sure that if they're going on, they should be able to connect to something on your website, even if you're not the face. All right. If you get the $9.99 package for the 12 months, yes, you get a free website. So for the 1200 package, you do get a free website. Website, masterclass, and all of Mark's free product. All right. Yes, so please put your website up if you already have one. And another thing that I want you to remember to do, eventually try to get an SSL certificate, right? We don't want anybody going to your website and they're seeing not secured. No, try to get the SSL to have the website secured. This is just to protect your website. And then most people, if they see that, they'll be turned off, right? So if you can, eventually get your SSL certificate so that you can cover your website, okay? All right, perfect, perfect. So I hope that made sense. I want you guys to move towards automation, put your forms on there. Some of you will be going into the back end of your website. I need you guys to know how to go into the back end. Depending on the website hosting that you have, it can be a little bit different, right? Some of you have Hostinger, you have GoDaddy, you have Wix, you have tons of different platforms, right? I just need you in the event, let's say you cannot get someone to help you, you should be able to go into the back end of your website to know what to do, right? So if it is, you have to be careful. Don't, if you're going in there and you're not sure, you don't feel confident, go ahead and get someone to help you. But let's say you're going to add a promo there, right? You should be able to go in and go into the page, depending on where it is that you want to go into, and either create a page or edit the page. You should be able to do so, right? So if you go in, you can click on edit. This is the regular one. Some of you have in GoDaddy your website builders. It can be a little tricky, right? But once you know where to go, you will be able to add the form. So this particular form, that the code that I have here, what I did was to grab it here. So I'm just going to say copy, and I want this to go into the back end of my website, right? So instead, some of you, I don't know how your back end is going to look, but normally in GoDaddy's back end, it allows you to add the text, right? So what I would do is I would paste that particular code so that it goes onto my website. Make sure that the height and the width is exactly as how you want it to be. Once you put it up there, preview it, not publish, preview it to see how it would look if it goes onto the website, right? So you want to preview it. Once it looks good, I want you to go ahead to test it to make sure that it works. So add a test client in there to make sure that you got that notification that someone signed up for your website lead forms, right? And also, if you have the schedulers, once you test it, it should redirect that particular lead to schedule the appointment for you if you have your schedulers connected, all right? So please, when you add it in there, test it out, make sure that it works, make sure that your schedulers are there and that they have no trouble, and then you can go ahead and publish it, all right? So this is important for you to go ahead and do. Test it to make sure that it works. If you're not confident, have someone else go in and do the work for you, because it can get a little complicated. Some of you want to add buttons. Some of you want to add codes and different links. It can be a little challenging. You just have to know how to go in and do your changes. All right. All right, perfect. Wait, let me see. Yes, the website developer, yes, they can. Once you give them your links, you can have them put it on for you on the website. That's totally fine. All right. You have Aman's info? Okay, yeah, you can connect with him and he can help you as well. All right. And then of course you have Lawrence here that can help you with that as well. Okay, so depending on what you want to do, you can have that, but make sure you get your social media platform, do your audits of your platforms before you put it up, because we want to make sure that whatever platforms we're on, that we are appealing to our audience, right? We have to remember that with the Instagram, there's a different way, the algorithm works different, so you have to be mindful of all of that, right? So please make sure that it's visible when they do go to your website to check out your links. Make sure all of your links are there for the affiliate and the client's portal. Let's say you're redirecting them. You say someone calls you and you want them to go to your client's portal. You want to go to company and you want to go to the company settings, other settings, and you are going to grab your affiliates portal and your client's portal. So this is a client's portal and the affiliates portal. Once you have made them active for the client or the affiliate, they should be able to jump onto your website, click this, and they would be able to log in. This is always an easy way, right? And some of us have the apps, so of course we can access the app for the client portal so that they can go in, okay? It's important that you have these things on it. Make sure on your website that your text, they're visible. Make sure the information that you are displaying is clear. Your prices, they're clear. And if they need to reach out to you, that they will be able to do so, right? Okay, perfect.
How do you reach the, what's his name, Ahmad, you said? How do you reach him?
Yes, so if you go underneath your, let me go here, client, you're gonna go to the affiliate website lead form. And if you go right here, you will be able to see his information. He will help you with setting up, right? And there is also another web developer as well. Okay. All right. So you go to affiliate/lead, website lead form, scroll down, and you should be able to get that info, okay? And then don't forget as well, the color picker, remember you need to make sure that your colors are cohesive. So look at your color picker, get that downloaded so that you can go ahead to match your colors. You don't want the colors to be off. And then if you can, get someone to look at your forms, because sometimes you put the forms up and the colors really do not look right. The text, they're not big enough. So I want you to have someone look at it for you, right? Your website lead forms, just have them go over and do a little bit of an audit to make sure that all of the information, spell checkings, all of that is done and you have no issues, okay? All right, perfect. Let me see, do I have any questions so far? Valley, we're all good?
Real quick, where did you get that information from?
Yes.
Zapier and Client Dispute Manager, the code for Zapier?
Okay, so you go to company, notification/automation. Go to the Zapier integration, scroll down, and then you're gonna hit the create Zapier credentials. All right. Oops, my box is in the way. Can you see it? This one. All right. Sure. Go ahead with your question.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, my dog was going crazy. So I have a client that changed her password in login for her IQ. How do I update that so I can continue to keep her report?
Okay. So go to the customer screen.
Okay, so customer, do that over here.
Yes, please.
Okay, customer there.
Find her. So search for her. You can search by her name, email address, whatever it is. Once you do that, then I want you to click on the activity log here.
Okay, undo that. Activity
Right.
log.
Scroll over to the right.
Okay, activity log is the one right below.
Right, next to the envelope, correct.
Okay.
Click it, you get this pop-up box.
Okay, got it.
And then you're gonna hit credit monitoring. So click edit and then you can fix it.
Then I hit monitoring. It's credit, hold on. My chat box in the way.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go. Oh, so you click the credit monitoring and then do I do export? Oh, okay.
Right.
And that will automatically pop up.
Automatically, correct.
Okay, and then
So this is just your end. This is just your end, right? So even though, let's say you have selected your own credit monitoring, it will still show like this, right? But remember that in the client auto sign up, whichever one you have showing, that's the one that they'll be putting in. But you can come in here and edit it if you want to.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Did you add your link?
I did, yes.
Okay.
And I use IdentityIQ. I haven't signed up for the other one yet, but my clients seem to love IdentityIQ, and I'm an affiliate for them, and it just works out really great for so many other courses. So yeah, that just, works out perfect.
Yes. Turn off the other ones, okay? Make sure you turn off the other ones.
Okay, I will go and make sure those are turned off. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, then hit update credit monitoring settings once you do.
Once I do that, I can just redo her report and then merge them over. Okay, perfect.
Yes, no problem. Tanya. You're most welcome. Yes, Linda?
Hi. I had to update my client's email address, but and I thought that I updated everything, but it would not connect. It would not allow me to download the analysis report. Did you change the password? Or I did not change the password because I think the password stayed the same. Mm-hmm. So
look
I
to see if there's any space. Look to see if there's any space, because sometimes we're copying and pasting and we put a space in it. Okay. Right? Yeah, so look to see if there's any space. Once you do, what I want you to do, save it, and then you're going to click on whichever one it is, and then just test it to make sure that you're able to log in.
Okay, but she would need to go to IdentityIQ to update her email. Is that correct?
Yeah. What happened? Did she lose her access to her email?
I think so. She had like a bunch of emails,
Oh,
and she had to go in and delete some. So, and then she switched to a new email account.
But did she sign up with that email address? That's the thing.
I'm not sure, but I did ask her to double check
Yes,
her email.
I wouldn't want her to change it. If she can recover it, that would be good, so we don't have to change it, right? Because that is going to take a lengthy time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, so please, guys, remember where to go. Remember, in your screens here, you should be managing your customers, following up with them. Remember, if you're going to do any not disputings, but following up, and you wanted to check the information, look at your quick view so you can give them that information instead of having to go into the dispute manager screen, right? So with you adding in your customers, check your notification, check your emails, because even though you get the notifications here, you do get emails, all right? And don't mix up the more advanced lead form. This icon here is connected to your the client auto sign up form, and then this one is the generic lead form. So don't mix them up, all right? Remember, if they're underneath the generic website lead form, they're just coming in by putting in their information. If they came in underneath this one, then that means that they have signed the contract, filled out their personal info and all of that, because they went through the client auto sign up, all right? So don't forget.
So how can you, so let's just say they sign the contract, and then you want to pull back the contract. Are you able to do that and cancel it out? Like it went out, like you force and send out the auto sign up, but then you're like, oh, no, I didn't want to do that for whatever reason. Can you pull that back?
Not pull it back, but what you could do is to delete it, archive it, and then delete it, right?
Will that keep them from being able to then sign it if you delete it, or they'll still be able to? Because I thought you were just deleting it out of the computer.
Right. Not out of the software.
Yeah.
They won't have access to it. But you can always resend them, right? But once you archive it and you delete it, they won't be able to access. So that kind of is like pulling that back. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. So for the forms, you've connected that. Look also at your email notification. Remember, you have Zapier that you can connect. You have Twilio. We also have Authorizenet. Remember, these are API keys that are talking with the software. These are just some integrations that's done. We also have Letterstream. So you just have to look at what integration you're trying to do and see how you can best take out the work that you would normally have to do, right? So let's say without Zapier, you're just looking for automations inside of the software. For billing, it would be Authorizenet. If you want to send out your dispute letters, you have Letterstream and you have Twilio, right? When you're ready to get Zapier is something that you can definitely integrate. You just need to look at what you want to do with your functions, and then you can go from there, right? Please, please, please make sure that you do not turn off any of the notifications, because if you miss it and the email doesn't go out to you, you might miss something crucial, right? With your Zapier integrations, I also want you to make sure that when you integrate anything, that you test it to make sure that it works. Also, it would give you an email notification as well. So you should be checking those notifications, right? And testing the keys to make sure that it works. Remember, for Letterstream, for those of you who do not want to go to the post office, Letterstream is just a way for you to do an integration. What they'll do is once you create your dispute letters, they would be the ones that's mailing it out for you. So get your API and your key, put it in, read your disclosure, choose if it's going to be regular mail or certified mail. Once you go ahead and do that and you select your disputes, then it's going to go to the Letterstream bulk print and they would do the mailing out for you. So you have to be on top of that. When it comes to your automations, we want to make our process as easy as possible, right? Some of you prefer to just go to the post office. That's totally fine. All you have to do is to make sure that you turn off Letterstream's automation, so it's going to the regular bulk print, right? But once you have Letterstream connected, you should be able to automate that process and you go from there. If you're not sure what to do, what I want you to do is to just look at your videos, or you could just schedule a walkthrough session with us, especially for the Twilio. I noticed that sometimes we connect the Twilios and we're not turning on and off, well, off and then on, or messenger options, right? We need to make sure that we turn those on and off so that once we send out texts, they can reply to us, we can reply, so that we can communicate better, right? Now, remember I said that you do have a default text by law that has to go out, right? Some people, they do change that text. Underneath here is going to be the code for you to change the text, right? So you just go in, once you have your SID and your token, the Twilio number, you can match it close to your business number. You have to get a Twilio number and then you put it in and you should be able to send out text, right? For those of you who are not there just yet, I want you to just consider a workaround or an alternative. Let's say you gave your clients access to log into their mobile app for the client portal. Then remember, if it's connected, if the app is there, then if you send out regular messages to the customer's client's portal, it would seem like it's a text, right? So if you don't have Twilio, this is just a workaround separate and apart from this email that would go to their client's portal. For the text rather, remember this little icon here allows you to send out a text, not a text, but a message to the client's portal, and they also would get it in their emails, right? If they reply to you, you also get the message. So this is an alternative if you're not using the text messaging option with Twilio, right? So please look at the different functions that you have. Try to automate your processes as much as possible. We want to make the communication with our clients to be as easy as possible. Create as well your custom emails, because you will encounter options where or issues where, let's say, for example, you did send out the contract, but they didn't complete the process. You might want to request certain documents, right? We have default messages, emails that's here, but I also want you to create your own emails because sometimes you want to customize it for that particular client. So do create some emails. This is your emailing backend. I just need you to come in here and edit your templates. All right. I have Ring Central. So what I need, no. Because Ring Central, they have their own text messaging option. So you wouldn't need to do Twilio again. Once you have Zapier, you can connect your Ring Central with it. You should be fine. All right. Yeah. Don't get Twilio because that will be too text messaging option, and then Ring Central does allow you to make calls out. So don't get both of them. Just stick with the one that you have. All right. Perfect. You are welcome. Yes. So please remember emailing backend. You have your nurturing emails that goes out automatically to your active clients. I also want, for those of you who probably you're not there just yet, to get your automations up. What I want you to do is to create some emails that you can send out in a mass format rather, to your leads. So if you create some templates, remember that you have some resources that you can go in and grab. you have some underneath the educational resources section. Download the emailing course. Let me show you. So if you go here, training/help, educational resources, I want you to go ahead, scroll down, and I want you to go to the lead generation resource, and I want you to download this, right? Some people, what they'll do is they'll just take bits and pieces from here and create templates for their leads. Go ahead and do that. There's another section that I want you to go to, company. I want you to go to the manage portal content. Grab some of these. Remember, inside of your client's portal is an education section. So what I do is I take bits and pieces. Now I want you to repurpose that, because remember, those leads, you're looking for them to eventually be converted into active clients, right? So try to tweak it as much as you possibly can for them as a lead. And then when they do come into the software, they're getting fresh information, right? So tweak your resources. You have some underneath the manage email, the manage portal content, and in your training educational link as well. Yes, yes, yes. And Lawrence, what he did was to create some videos, because the truth is, even though we have the resource for them to read, most of them don't want to read, right? So the videos are just creative ways for you to add that in your emails for them to just watch a video. People tend to be more attentive to the videos instead of having to read, right? So do the videos. I like the video ideas. Let's say, for example, I don't know what app you used. Some people, well, I use Loom. This is an option that you can use. Lawrence, what app did you use?
App used for what?
For the videos.
I created them. I changed them into, I took the words and changed them into a whiteboard/blackboard videos.
Okay, so that's all over my head. I don't know how to do all of that.
I created videos from scratch.
Listen, this is a creative guy. I don't know how to do that. So if you want to connect with Lawrence, and he could definitely show you how to do, I don't know. I don't know how to do all of that. But please, I just want you to be creative. Go in. If you want to, I would definitely recommend that you do videos, so you can definitely get that out to your customers, your leads, your active clients, your affiliates. Go ahead and create good content. If you can, put them in a video format. Also, for those who want to read it, they would be able to do so. All right. So this is what I want you to do. Grab the information. Look at your automation in terms of the nurturing platforms that you're using, and then you can automate that. If you don't have that just yet, what I want you to do is to use the software for as long as you can until you're ready to get that up. All right. All right, perfect. Let me see if I have any questions before I wrap up. Any questions? Are we all good? I hope today's session was informative. Please send me your email address if you want me to send you the replays. And remember, it is also in on YouTube, okay? So an off-topic question. Okay, you were approved, okay. Okay, you're approved by Authorizenet, but the merchant suggested, ooh, that's a lot, that's a lot, that's a lot for chargebacks. Okay, I'm not entirely sure of that price, but that sounds like a lot. I want you to look at different options, right? You already have your bank, right? Go ahead and unmute for me. How are you doing today?
Hi, yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm already approved by Authorize, but Authorize cannot do credit repair merchant account.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. Right.
What?
So what merchants provider or what bank you connected it to?
They suggested, I think it's Smart. I can't remember 100%, but I just got the document and I looked over that. Other than the normal charges, their charges, like I said to you, their charges for chargeback is $45.
Right.
And then for recharge is another $45. And if we're only charging $97 a month, you know, I mean, and when in a trade where there probably will be quite a lot of chargebacks, you know, I mean, one can expect that. So I was just wondering if you have a different merchant that you work with.
Merchant, yes. Authorize.net is the gateway, right? So the thing is, Authorize.net is a good option. This is a processor that's connected to the software if you want to take your payments. Some people, they go with Chargify, they go with Chargify. They have different functions that you might like, right? I just need you to figure out, okay, do your research to say, okay, which one seems best for me? I think that's just too much. I really do. I think it's too much.
Right. Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Because no,
exactly. No. So sorry, just tell me those names again.
So you can look into Chargify. You can look into QuickBooks as well, and you can look into, I said Chargify, Chargebee.
Charge B. Oh, Charge B. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me have a look and see what they come up.
Yeah, look at the different platforms. Yeah, I don't want you to be paying that much, not at all. And then you'll have customers that are going to do chargeback. We don't want that.
Exactly.
You already have a bank that would support you, right? In terms of a business account.
I do have a business account, yeah.
All right, look into other options, weigh your options, because another thing that I also want you to take into consideration is that, let's say you want a platform that could be processed on your website, right? Authorize.net might have a few limitations. So I want you to look into also the functions that you can get and the different features with the different platforms that you have. If you wanted to send out invoice first before, QuickBooks is a good option. The Chargify, people use that. Chargebee and Authorize.net can be connected, but the chargeback, that's just, no, that's just too much. All right. So I definitely want you to look at your different options. All right. Yes, you're most welcome. Yes. I will send you the replays. Please send me your email address so I can send you the replays. Oh, thank you so much. You do have a great rest of day, guys. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Please make sure that you look into the automations, especially over the weekend. I want you to do audits on your websites, on the different social media platforms that you have. See how you can integrate it as much as possible. And if you need someone to help you, just reach out and you can have someone help you with that. All right. All right. You are most welcome. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Sanya. I am your senior support specialist, always ready to take you through the software. You do have a wonderful rest of day. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you. You take care. Bye-bye.